My grandmother lived on Lombardy Lane across the street from the train tracks. Growing up, that place was as much a home as any place I had in my life. I have known the train tracks and the trains since childhood, as almost a comforting sight and experience of home. The earliest memories I had of the tracks was hearing the rumble and horn of the train coming. That instantly stirred a level of excitement in a 3-year-old that you can no longer have as an adult. I would drop whatever I was doing and run to the yard to see the train. There was a decorative granite barrier that I would stand on, looking out across the ditch and the street to see the train roll by, hoping to get the engineers to blow the horn for me. Walking along the tracks was also another simple childhood pleasure at the time. I would go with my parents or my aunts, and then later by myself. We would walk along the tracks looking for discarded treasures. If you were diligent, you could almost always find a railroad spike. Other common finds included squished dried toads, pumice, coal, or other bits of metal and interesting stones. If the season was right, blackberries used to grow along the tracks. They were so delicious. Just off the tracks, next to the road, the area often had mud or pools of water. Sometimes we'd find tadpoles in the pools, come back with bowls, scoop them up, and try and raise them. We would leave them outside on the porch, and usually the raccoons ate them. When I got a bit older, my aunts introduced me to the concept of putting coins on the track to have them flattened by passing trains. From then on, it was a process of discovering an accomplishment to see how flat you could get them. I tried all sorts of variations like taping them on the track, stacking them on top of each other, or even using an already flattened coin in a different direction. We would place the coins and then go about our daily play until we heard the train coming, then rush to the fence to see what it was. I was really bummed if it was just an engine because I thought it wouldn't get as flat without more wheels running over it. As soon as the train passed and the road was clear, we would run to the area we had put the coins and hunt for them like birds looking for their next meal. When we would find them, they were often still hot to the touch. We would take them back and examine them like prize medallions, always hoping to get flatter ones next time. Bamboo also used to grow along the train tracks. In middle childhood, this became the material of my construction projects. In particular, I would make bows and arrows and spears that I attempted to hunt frogs with. When not a source of entertainment, the presence of the train tracks was never far away. Countless nights sleeping at my grandmother's, you would hear the rumble of the train as it passed by. Sometimes this was a soothing white noise, sometimes it was an abrupt jarring when the train whistle would fully wake you up just as you were drifting into sleep. Over the years, the tracks changed little by little. The blackberries were all gone, the bamboo was cut down, creosote railroad ties began replaced by cement, spikes replaced by brackets. They added a sewage vent down the street, and if the wind blew just right, you could smell it. I changed too. As a young man, my trips to Port Arthur became less frequent, but when I came back, I would always go and roam the same spot of track, looking for treasures. I could still usually find a railroad spike and take it back with me like a prize of my youth. Though after I got it, I really didn't know what to do with it. They were always rusty and dirty. In the end, I kept one in my box of memories. In time, I became a father and had a few occasions to bring my children down, and we repeated what had become generational rituals of looking for spikes, smashing coins, and waving at the train as it went by. The last time I walked the tracks was back in 2016. My grandmother had passed away, and we had one last visit to her house before it was made ready to be given over to the care of another family. I walked the tracks, picked up things, put them down, and tried to remember all the times that I had done that, and to say goodbye to the experiences I would no longer have.